Breaking at this hour in University City, police investigating a homicide after they found a person dead inside a student housing apartment complex.
Plus, we're hearing from a Union County mother after her 5-year-old was able to leave school alone without anyone noticing.
And early voting now underway here in North Carolina. We've got everything you need to know before hitting the polls. We begin, though, with that breaking news at a university. As we speak, police investigating after somebody was killed at a student living apartment complex near UNC Charlotte. Thanks for joining us. I'm Ben Thompson.
And I'm Sarah French. It happened around 10 last night inside the Arcadia Student Living Complex. That's just off University Boulevard and North Tryon Street. Police tell us they responded to an assault and then found someone dead.
Right now, it's unclear if that person was a student. Police have also not said how that person died or if there are any suspects currently in custody. If you have any information that could help in this case, please call Crime Stoppers. Also breaking right now in Northeast Charlotte, in just the last 10 minutes, CMPD now confirming a suspect is in custody after a police chase. We're told the suspect was in a stolen car and led officers on a chase through the Hidden Valley neighborhood. It ended in a wooded lot near Rose Tree Court, you see right here on the map. Our crew now on scene working to get more details. We'll keep you updated on air and online.
Well, this morning, a local mother is pushing for answers after her 5-year-old son walked out of his school without anyone noticing.
The only reason she even knew, a stranger saw him on the side of the road and then dropped him off at home. WCNC Charlotte's Miles Harris sat down with the child's mother about this terrifying incident.
Typically, when parents drop their kids off at school, they don't expect to see them again until after the final bell. But that wasn't the case for one Monroe mom.
Julia Blackman is holding her 5-year-old son Tobias a little tighter after recalling an incident in her eyes that could have gone in a different direction.
And that could have been the last time we seen him.
Earlier this week, Blackman dropped her son off at Prospect Elementary, walked him inside, and less than an hour later, a stranger dropped Tobias off at home.
I was confused. I didn't understand how he got out of the school. I didn't understand how he made it that far without anybody noticing.
According to the mother of 3, Tobias's class wasn't in the classroom and were instead at PE. As the 5-year-old went searching for his class, he got locked out of the school and tried to go home.
Had that man not brought him home, that would have been 6 hours that he had been missing with no idea.
When WCNC Charlotte asked Union County Public Schools about the incident, they sent us a statement back saying, in part, the incident involving the student at Prospect Elementary is unacceptable and staff recognizes that this is a serious matter. We are thankful that the student was found safe. Adding, safety protocols have been updated to strengthen gaps related to this situation.
A parent should be able to trust that the school is going to keep their kids safe.
Blackman has since removed her 2 children from the school and hopes better safety measures are in place moving forward.
Some of the things that happen at schools today, the least thing we should be worried about is our kids leaving the school undetected.
In Monroe, Miles Harris, WCNC Charlotte.
Right now, the Cabarrus County School District is in the spotlight after a parent claims another student walked in on his daughter and watched her use the bathroom. Brandon Matthews spoke on the incident at this week's school board meeting. Take a look.
My daughter, right here, sweetheart, tell these people, do you want a little boy to watch you pee?
No.
The meeting was posted yesterday on social media and is now going viral with more than 14 million views. At this point, it's unclear what school this happened at and when. WCNC Charlotte has reached out to the district for comment, and we're still waiting to hear back.
Turning now to your forecast, it is chilly out, with today being the coldest day of the week. But good news, a warm up is on the way.
Meteorologist Chris Mulcahy joins us. Chris, how's it looking outside?
It is looking much better. Coming up from that 39-degree low that we had this morning. So right now we're already up to 57 degrees. Later, we'll be in the lower 60s. Yesterday we had a high of 61. I got a high of 63 today. I know that's not a big difference. But 1, you are going to have the winds that are a little bit lighter. And 2, I don't think you really see a cloud in the sky today. Today's really a picture-perfect setup. Look where we've been, 65, 61. Now we're starting to see a slow rise. And by Friday, tomorrow, 68 degrees is going to be the norm, and these temperatures are going to be even racing towards 80 degrees. So it's been a while. Last time was October 13th. We're going to return there, my friends. So good things happening. This evening, if you have any Thursday night plans, 60 down to 47. Still going to be another cold one. We are anticipating these lows are going to drop down into the upper 30s one more time. We're seeing that sunrise right around 7:31, 32 degrees in Boone, and then 37 degrees in Hickory. So it's going to be another cold one. Still a slight breeze from time to time, but I think it is going to be much calmer through the overnight, so a slightly better chance for some frost, especially the further west that you go. What to wear through the coming mornings, 38 degrees all the way up to 45. I think you can maybe downgrade one of the layers once you get to the weekend heading into next week, but tomorrow is definitely going to be another heavy coat type of day. As for our high temperatures, we are really shaping up for a picture-perfect weekend. Lower to the mid-70s, amazing. Just a few extra clouds on Saturday. Enjoy.
All right, Chris, thanks. As we speak, early voting is now underway here in North Carolina. With just 19 days until Election Day, what should you know before filling out your ballot?
WCNC Charlotte's Destiny Richards joins us from the polls with everything you need to know. Hey there, Destiny.
The line here at the West Boulevard Library has been long all morning on the first day of early voting. Before the doors opened at 8, there was a line of people ready to do their civic duty. Early voting is officially underway in North Carolina.
I'm out here to try to make the biggest difference that I can for the nation that I reside in. That's simply put.
And many voters say day one is the day to get it done.
I'm out here today because this is a critical election. Cold weather ain't got nothing to do with it.
The first batch of voters at the West Boulevard Library were in and out within the first hour. Cullen Marshall Sr. was the first to walk out after casting his ballot. He says the economy is what drove him to the polls.
Food prices is high, clothing, everything is high. We don't understand why they're high, but we need for them to come down so we can live better. We get somebody in here that's going to try to help us do that.
If you plan to vote early, you can vote at any early voting location. As long as it's in the county you're registered to vote in.
See, I come here to get out the way so somebody else can come in and get it done. So I say vote.
You got your sticker.
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
During early voting, you can also register to vote in person, update your voter registration, or turn in an absentee ballot. Early voting will continue every day until Saturday, November 2nd at 3 p.m. In West Charlotte, I'm Destiny Richards, WCNC Charlotte.
If you're heading out to the polls, we have a full voter's guide on our website, WCNC.com.
Candidates here in the Tar Heel State are in crunch time this morning as the clock ticks down towards November 5th. In a WCNC Charlotte exclusive, we spoke with Republican nominee Governor Mark Robinson. He's now suing CNN for defamation for a report accusing him of posting racist comments on a pornographic website more than 10 years ago. But his lawsuit doesn't provide much evidence, so we asked him why he's not releasing that information now before the election. We are less than 3 weeks away from the election and you're behind in the polls. Wouldn't you want voters to know the information if it clears your name?
Well, getting people to get that information out in a way that is effective for me is going to take some time. And I'm going to be completely honest with you. I believe that's why this attack happened. It happened to stop me from campaigning. It happened to force me out of this race.
You can catch my full interview with Robinson on WCNC's Flashpoint Sunday at 11 a.m. and on WCNC Plus.
In just a few hours, former President Bill Clinton and vice presidential candidate Tim Walz will be in North Carolina for the first day of early voting. They're holding a rally in Durham to drum up support for Democratic presidential nominee Kamala Harris. Then Walz will head to Winston-Salem for another rally. This marks his third visit to North Carolina since becoming Harris's running mate. And a reminder, on election night, we will have nonstop coverage on our streaming app, WCNC Plus, starting at 7 p.m. Our team will break down the results in real time as they come in and have experts weighing in. You can download the WCNC Plus app to your preferred streaming device.
Now to a developing story. We are getting new details about the man accused of threatening FEMA crews in Rutherford County. We're told William Parsons posted online threats against FEMA workers and then showed up to a site with guns. Investigators say there were several other online threats. Our verified team has confirmed those rumors were unfounded. Parsons is due back in court next month.
In about an hour, U.S. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg will visit some of the hardest hit areas in western North Carolina. He's expected to join Governor Roy Cooper to tour damage from Helene and make sure mountain communities are getting the support they need. So far, the U.S. Department of Transportation has directed $100 million in emergency relief funds to help with recovery.
Coming up, both presidential campaigns are reaching out to unlikely voters as the race remains tight heading into November.
Plus, a new rule going into effect in April will make canceling subscriptions much easier. What the new click to cancel rule means for you.
We are less than 3 weeks away from Election Day, and right now both campaigns are hoping to reach out to unlikely voters.
Kamala Harris sitting down with Fox News as Donald Trump talks to a town hall of all female voters. NBC's Alice Barr has more now from Washington.
Hi there. Former President Trump will be in New York for the Al Smith charity dinner tonight, but in a break with tradition, Vice President Harris will not attend, choosing instead to campaign in battleground Wisconsin after battling it out in a sometimes heated interview on Fox News.
I'm offering a plan to deal with affordable.
Vice President Harris in her first formal interview with Fox News making her pitch to Republicans hesitant to vote for former President Trump.
Let me be very clear. My presidency will not be a continuation of Joe Biden's presidency.
In testy exchanges over immigration.
That 85% of apprehensions.
I'm not finished.
The vice president zeroed in on the bipartisan border bill former President Trump opposed.
If a border security had actually been passed 9 months ago, it would be 9 months that we would have had more border agents at the border.
And defended her shift from more liberal positions during her 2019 presidential bid.
I do not believe in decriminalizing border crossings, and I've not done that as vice president. I will not do that as president.
The sit-down followed a Pennsylvania appearance with former Republican officials, including one-time GOP Congressman Adam Kinzinger, calling out Donald Trump's rhetoric as he appeared in a Fox News town hall with all-women voters. Working to make up ground with female voters, the former president stressed his support for in vitro fertilization.
I'm the father of IVF, so I want to hear this question. We're totally in favor of IVF.
And called some states' abortion laws too tough.
They're too tough, and those are going to be redone.
Former President Trump also appeared in a Univision town hall voicing support for legal immigration.
We just want them to come in legally.
While not backing off false claims about Haitian migrants in Springfield, Ohio. Vice President Harris slammed former President Trump's comments on IVF, saying he should take responsibility for restrictions to reproductive rights in states across the country, including some threats to IVF. The former president has said that if elected, he would have the government or insurance companies foot the bill for IVF. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
This is welcome news. It's about to get a lot easier to cancel your subscriptions, whether it's a streaming service or a gym membership. The Federal Trade Commission just unveiled a new click to cancel rule. Under the change, businesses are required to make canceling subscriptions as easy as they are to sign up for. The changes will take effect in April. All right, let's get another check of your forecast right now with meteorologist Chris Mulcahy.
So, Chris, if people are headed out to lunch today, what should they know?
I think a light jacket, you're going to be okay. If you're in direct sunshine, it's going to make things feel so much better. The stat you always need to know, if you're in direct sunshine, no matter the time of year, it's going to make you feel at least 10 degrees warmer. Keep that in mind. We had no sunshine when we were hitting 39 degrees. That was right around sunrise, so it wasn't fully above the horizon at that point. The last time that we were at this range was exactly 39 degrees on April 7th, 2024. If you are keeping count, that was 194 days ago. So if you're like, wow, this is really cold. Yeah, we're not used to this. It's been over a half a year since we last had this range, and we'll do it one more time for the near term. Long term, this of course will be pretty much our typical forecast, but then each day our lows are going to get warmer. It's not until really day 7 that you start to see a slow downturn, but it's not even that much, back to the 50s where we're actually going to get above average both our highs and lows. Today, we still should be in the 70s this time of year, so this is cool. Lower 60s, that is about a 2-degree difference compared to what yesterday in the warmer direction. We have the mid 50s up in the mountains, but it's a beautiful day. Yesterday, we had more clouds as well. I think all in all, today is going to be a sunny to a mostly sunny sky. As you can see, these are really struggling to get going. So Carolina Blue Blues are going to win out. But this doesn't feel like October. It actually feels more like November. A low of 39 is the seasonal average low for November 16th, and 63 is November 15th. So literally, these are temperatures you typically have right smack dab in the middle of November. So this is only going to be temporary. We'll get back to normal where we should be this time of the season before you know it. 38 degrees tonight for Charlotte, 37 in Hickory, and then 32 over in Boone. As far as your frost potential, you need a perfectly calm, still wind. We have a better chance for that. You can still form frost in the upper 30s, but I think it's a little bit more favorable once you get a little bit close to freezing off towards the west. So some of you might have some frosty wind chills off towards the west. It should be very light overall. And then those lows get out of the frost range into the lower 40s. Heading into the weekend. Tomorrow, another picture-perfect day. I think we see even less clouds, so pretty much a blank slate across our skies. But look at these highs getting a little bit better, back to the upper 60s. 68 degrees is the average room temperature for most people, and we're going to have that outside. And then the weekend forecast gets even better, 71 on Saturday and then 74 on Sunday. Still no chances of rain. Rainfall chances over the next 7. Don't worry about it. So you got any outdoor projects that maybe you have to do some painting, this is going to be a perfect stretch because I actually can extend it past 7 days. We usually go out 10. Nothing on the 10-day forecast as well. So perfectly dry. And we've had so much rain. We're good as far as a drought status. Now, if we continue this for another month, then we're kind of hitting the needle on the other side there. Tropical development, we have a 20 to 30% chance for this little wave. Nadine would be the next name on the list. However, this is setting up in a more favorable environment. I think we have a little wind shear that would break it up as it's passing the Lesser Antilles over to, say, around the Dominican Republic. You can see it here, favorable at first, but I think some of this is going to cut it up. And then we have a lot of things that are kind of differentiating here. So no guarantees, but regardless, it is not going to affect us here in the United States. We do know that, at least at this point. Guy Roofing 7-day forecast. Each day gets warmer, up to 80 degrees. Yeah, those warmer days are right back in action in the middle of next week. Enjoy it. Really, this is a temperature range for really everyone's happiness.
Well, finding the right hairstyle can be a challenge. After the break, WCNC Charlotte's Kaylin Hagwood tells us she knows personally it can be even harder for Black women. Right now, a new study shows Black women who wear their hair naturally are 2.5 times more likely to be considered unprofessional.
It's a concern that's forced 2 out of 3 Black women to change their hair just to get a job. And as WCNC Charlotte's Kaylin Hagwood tells us, this challenge is personal for her.
Seeing my hair as a natural afro may come as a shock to viewers who are used to seeing it like this, or maybe like this. But the truth is, I've been hiding this secret for nearly a year.
I feel like I put so much of my identity in my hair. Right. And now it's like finding myself again.
After straightening my hair multiple times a month in a process called silk pressing at a different salon, it started to break off.
I was trying to maintain this look to the best of my ability. Right. And my hair was like, we're done.
So I decided to cover it up, first with braids, then wigs.
I think I felt like I had this sort of societal expectation that I needed to maintain a certain look to be considered professional.
It's a problem not uncommon for Black women who, according to a study by Dove, are more likely to change their hair to try to get ahead in the office.
For everyone to have pressed hair, meant all those people were trying to get jobs. They were trying to survive.
A historical issue that continues to be a challenge for women, including me.
Caitlin, how did you feel?
I wanted to disappear, to look like I just fit in. It was so freeing to give myself that permission to cut it off and allow it to be a discussion.
Part of that discussion was freeing myself to decide what I wanted. And so began a journey of exploration. First, I called up one of my friends and did the big chop.
And I said, hey girl, will you help me with this? And she said, are you serious? And I said, yeah.
Then called up another friend to help me explore my new look, stopping by Tyson, a hair store, to experiment with products and styles.
I was very shocked that you were confident enough to cut your hair off and be like, oh yeah, it's fine.
After trying wigs, braids, and my natural hair, I decided to go with something called a pixie cut, which does involve a chemical straightener called a relaxer. But it's an edgy look that feels authentically me.
You like
we
it?
did it. I do like it. It's different.
I think it looks awesome. Love that story, Caitlin, and I look forward to working with it on Saturday so I can see it real in person. Current leaf fall color, we are looking at a big peak because we lost a lot of leaves from Helene on the mountaintops, but we're right at the peak right around Ginger Cake Mountain. That's about 4,100 feet. Banner Elk about to hit their peak. Boone, you're almost there, still moderate color, but about to peak in the next week. Coming up, we'll talk about the wind forecast, the rain forecast, if we're going to see any of that jazz over the next week. We'll see you soon.